Chapter 6 Love Your Work. A story of Helen Keller. It was a cold winter afternoon in 1920. A large number of people were waiting outside of an exhibition hall in the city of New York to purchase tickets. Inside the hall, the manager seemed to be highly pleased. A large number of people had arrived, many more than his expectations. A new kind of exhibition was being presented on that day. The curtain went up. The stage was set up like reception room in a house. A young man who sat beside a piano rose and bowed ceremoniously. He introduced a majestic middle-aged woman to the audience. It was Anne Sullivan Massey. Anne made a brief speech. Everyone listened attentively to her sweet-sounding words. Later, another woman, beautifully dressed and pleasant-looking, walked onto stage and clasped her hand. She just looked at the audience and stood revealed. Later, the woman Helen Keller spoke. She struggled hard to let out each word. The audience too struggled to grasp what she said. Still, they kept their ears strained and sharp. A long applause resounded in the hall when Helen stopped speaking. These two were among the most famous people in America those days. Anne Sullivan was bold educationist and civil rights spokesperson. Helen Adams Keller was a deaf and blind disciple. Despite being handicapped, she had made a name for herself as a writer, women's liberation activist, and a social worker. The audience were immensely touched by Helen's speech. Her words could be summed up this way. My teacher told you how her one word touched the darkness of my mind and how I woke up to the bliss of life. I was dumb. Now I can speak. I am obliged to the hands and hearts of others for this achievement. Through their love, I came to see my mind. I could see God. I could find happiness. In fact, we all live for helping others and for being helped. By remaining united, we can do a lot of things. Only love can break down the walls that stand between us and our happiness. The greatest commandment is to love one another. I would like to thank God at the top of my voice for all the love, happiness, and hope that would be coming to me. Why did Helen Keller give such a message? Both Helen and her teacher needed money to live. They got ready for this show in the hope of being paid. The audience had come to get a glance of this living miracle, much more than hearing a lecture. Most of them were curious if they were viewing a rare creation. But Helen Keller's glory lies in the fact that they suffered all such humiliations and fought bravely for the rights of the physically handicapped people. She declared that the physically handicapped people had the right to live like the normal people. Helen demanded humanitarian consideration and equality for them. Even today, the life of Helen, who successfully conquered obstacles in life, is indeed a source of inspiration and zeal for millions of people. The eventful life of Helen Keller has ever been an inspiration for the physically disabled people and for those who suffer discrimination of any kind. She advocated and struggled for their rights till the end of her life. Dedication leads you to success. The quality of being committed to a task or purpose is called dedication. If a person is willing to do something and is doing lots of hard work to complete the work, that he/she is said to be dedicated to that work. If you are devoted to your work, then you will never fail in your life. Did you ever just want to give up on something? Or you think why you even started doing it? Did you sometimes get disheartened with your failure and think of dropping that task? But then your soul gives you an extra push not to give up. It is always dedication and gives you that extra push. And finally, you achieve your expected success. In order to be good at something, you have to be dedicated to it. Dedication gets you to where you want to be in life. Dedication keeps your energy intact. If you are being impatient and not being able to keep up with complications, try to be dedicated. Dedication keeps you mentally strong and helps you forget pain. Dedication is an intensity of willpower. If you work hard and remain dedicated, you can counter any obstacle that lies in the path towards success. It must be remembered that there is no linear or a fixed formula for dedication. You have to first understand your aims, fix your life goals, and identify the potential challenges and obstacles that might arise in your ways. Thus, dedication is a quality that is possessed by all successful people. A person who is dedicated, focused, and makes optimal use of the resources rather than complaining about the lack of facilities. Those who are dedicated, experienced, can express gratitude for the means available to them. A dedicated person is eternally optimistic and makes the maximum possible uses of the present circumstances.